Want to trade with Rithika? Join Chase at www.laductrading.com/chase.
Hope you had a great week. So last week we had that wave 4 selling. We discussed, you can see that we came back all the way into this gap fill here at 584, and then we had a strong bounce. So I'm not really surprised that the market is doing that. So I mean, again, you could see a little bit more selling if 584 doesn't hold. Will likely come down to 574, but again, I don't think it gets beyond that. I think Friday could have bottomed the market and we could have started this next leg higher. So yeah, I am still watching to see if this is a wave 4 that pushes up into a wave 5 to the upside. Only if we were to get below this, I would say 567. If you get below 567, then I would be pretty bearish to come down into this 520 and even this 500 area. But yeah, I'm still watching this to leg up, and we go to the chart of QQQ. Again, we did come back down in this 500 that we discussed and we bounced. So I am still watching to see if this is a wave 4. This is previous resistance. So this ideally acts as new support, and we push to the top of this channel. Obviously not in a straight line. We potentially go like this. So this is what the market would look like on QQQ. So yeah, this is what I'm watching to see. But yeah, on QQQ, I would say if we start to break 584, right, then I would be more bearish. I would think that we come down into the 440 and 430 region. So we do have a lot lower targets, but again, structure wise, I do think this is a wave 4 that's gonna bounce higher. We look at Bitcoin again. I know it had a bit of selling. You can see this kind of could be foreshadowing the move to the upside. So this sold off. I thought we would get supported here, but again, a wave 4 can do this. So I'm not too shocked that it does that. It's just that for me, this is incomplete. I still think we have one more leg to the upside. So I think stocks like MSTR and Coin, this bottom could get bought and we could proceed to the upside, even if we have a little bit of weakness in the beginning of the week. So IWM, again, you can see we came down to the bottom of the channel at 211. We are trying to bounce. So again, we ideally get supported in this region, and if it does, again, I am watching to see it bounce. Only if we break below 196 do I get super bearish on IWM. We look at the dollar, you can see we bounced off of support but rejecting resistance. You get the yields, we did come back down into that trend line that we were looking at, so it could continue to have a little more weakness, which is why bonds are kind of having that bounce to the upside. So none of these moves are too shocking. It's only if we need to see some kind of follow through in the market. So with that being said, we look at Amazon. I do think that given that we are at the bottom of the channel and we are kind of been pretty strong throughout the year on Amazon, as long as we hold above this 206 region, I think Amazon could continue moving into 18, 220, and even that 225 region. So that's what I see for Amazon. And then I have MSTR, as I mentioned, Bitcoin. You can see we did come to the bottom of this channel. Maybe we could again a little more into 230, but I do think that this gets bought again. It easily has a gap to fill at 284. So at the very least, that's a chase. But again, I do think that we do somehow get supported in this region and move up higher. We're gonna look at the wick. You see the wicks again. We did move into that 21, but we're still rejecting the resistance. Only if we get above that 21, 22 would I take the market selling more seriously. So far, we are just kind of rejecting that region. So I'm not too in a wicks right now. So the next one I have is VRTX, and this chart you can see we have just kind of gone sideways here. I'm not saying we'll definitely be bearish, but this could be a region where we break down. If we break this 476, 470 region, then we very likely come back down into that 460, 448 area. So yeah, I am thinking that we could come back into the bottom of the channel. So you can keep your eye out here for VRTX. You can see this is trendline resistance as well. So the alternate applies too. So if we were to break out of that 484 region, then again, you would kind of have that upside. So you can look at it both ways. So that's what I have. And last but not the least, I have CELH. Again, the reason for that is I still have this is a wave 4. So this is how you would wave this. This is my 1, 2. This is our 3. This was an ABC. Our 4 were coming down into that wave 5. So I'm not surprised. By selling, any bounce will reject, and we likely have continuing selling down into this region for CELH before we have a major bounce, given that we did break down there. So yeah, I do think that we could have continued selling there. That's all I have for this week. I hope you have a good.
Join Chase to trade with Rithika and other experts. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.